Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Laura A Music Corner. I am very excited to do another first time reaction. I will be doing my first time reaction to Maestrick. Their song they had released, I think it was last month, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Agbara. And they have a musical guest for this song, Jim Gray. I'm not familiar with Jim Gray's, musical history, but he's from a band called Al Agula. If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. Aligula Horse. Okay, I'm sure you guys are gonna tell me, well, not this is how you pronounce it. So I apologize if I got the name of the band, pronunciations are not good. But from what I was reading, the band Maestrick was saying that the song is like an infusion diverse of musical influences, blending Afro Brazilian rhythms like maracatu and samba, and then blending it with the metal style. And a lot of you don't know, us Puerto Ricans, we have a lot of influences too. We have the Afro um music along, playing with the salsa, and like very much like we're similar, like the sisters of the islands in Brazil, because in my, and I'm gonna be honest, in my heritage, I have Portuguese in my heritage. So it's just really interesting exploring to the different sounds of music and just immersing myself with the experience. And I think it's really fun to, explore the different flavors of the different origins of the world. So I am here for it, and I will be glad to do this reaction. So let's sit back, relax, and listen to Maestrick Agbara. Alrighty, let's get to it.
Mulher guerreira, mulher de fé, mulher de coragem, mulher com axé.
Splendid cradle, newborn rebel, psycho in a suit. They convince us, they betray us, dear and lovely John. Seu engenho já não tem mais voz nem voz aqui. Grito vem do mangue. Take the crowd for water. Feed the hungry, smash them humbly, but don't let us know. Butterflies, invisible cocoons. There's no science, dumb compliance from the flattered breed. Smoke and mirror.
fucking awesome. Oh my god. Okay, go back. Go back. I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. It's so much, and they're right. And they're right. It's just like the infusion, and it works. The infusion of the Brazilian style music, the samba. ¿Cómo se dice the other one? The samba maracatu. Really, really good. That mix was really good. And then just adding that metal mix to it. That's why I was just like, my hairs, you saw a part that I went like this because my hairs were literally standing. And anytime that I listen to any type of music and it hits me, sometimes I will get like my hair standing up or you'll see me cry. And so it's just like it was just like really fun, but I know it has a very powerful message to go with it because what little I grab on the Portuguese side is just the respect for you know the earth, the creatures, the land of the people, and it's, we all going through it in different parts of the world on how we are losing our resources. And I was really intrigued. I love the animation part of the music because it brings the art of the artistry of, you know, the Brazilian art and even Puerto Rico. And like we tend to have certain similarities when it comes to the art, how we display on the things of the world and how it's captured in a very beautiful way, So I really enjoyed it. I will definitely add it to my playlist. Anytime I say that, I really will do that. Unfortunately, as of lately, since I haven't been well, it's been a little rough, trying to recuperate a little bit, but once I start going into Spotify, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look for this song, this song, this song, and then I'm, slowly adding to it because after all, I do love the different musics that I've been listening to as of lately. I think it captures my soul in different levels. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it back, start again and stop along the way to give you my breakdown on the different parts of the songs that the song that I love from Maestrick's Agbara. Alrighty, so try this one more time. I love that. It sounded like the chant, the Portuguese chanting like children in the it could be in the playground or even outside in nature and just it felt like it was like a commune moment of being together with your community, and that part I really enjoy just hearing that. And then when it jumped into the straight metal, that's when I was just like, okay, this is gonna get fun. And so I really loved how it transitioned really quickly into metal. And I have to apologize because I didn't know there was a second person part of the song Baque Mulher. Um, so I apologize if I didn't mention the gentleman's name, but I will find out later on what exactly his part of the music was. But like I said, the music sounded fantastic, so I apologize for not mentioning his name. like that part because it was like taking me to a point of like that simplest guitar, like I wouldn't call it a riff because it really was not a riff. It was more like hitting the chords, but it was almost like if you were in a time, like transporting into a point of a time that things were changing. And that's how like vision it as I'm listening to this. It's just like almost like you're being transported to a point of time where things have been evolving.
Splendid cradle, newborn rebel, psycho in a suit. They convince us, they betray us, dear and lovely John. Seu DJ já não tem mais voz nem voz aqui. Grito vem do mangue. Take the crowd for water. Feed the hungry, smash them humbly, but don't let us know. Butterflies, invisible cocoons.
I was trying to like grasp this part of the song. Like it sounds, and maybe I might be wrong. Um, it just feels like if Fabio was talking about the greed of man and how this the person in the suit, meaning like corporate of like business, is like how they are taking everything from the land and how everything is being depleted from people, from the natives, from people in the land who cherish the resources and feed their families. But it's almost like they were being stripped away from their resources of survival, and corporate world is saying, you know what, it's not, don't worry, here's some money, have a nice day, but yes, stripping the land from its beauty as well as from, survival. Because you know what? We all survive on food. And sometimes when people strip the land from us and not able to survive our families and taking care of our children, that becomes a very harsh um like liability as a human being. So yeah, it just felt like I was just like trying to understand this part of the music, but that's what I was gravitating, like this was coming out to me, what the theme of the song is about.
There's no science, dumb compliance from the flattered breed. Smoke and mirrors while our leaders gently lead us on. Butterflies in invisible cocoons. Lions sing us new.
Yeah, it felt at that part after, like I said, it's like big corporate world is taking the resources, the animals, and being used not because of their beauty and their natural habitat, but just being used as slaves, as um almost like taking as production of things that need to be built. And it was like it felt to me like if it wasn't an illusion that they were casting on the on people to say, yeah, well, we're trying to take care of this and take care of that, but it felt like if it was a smoke screen. That's what I'm capturing it is like a smoke screen. And just to see how the evolution of greed takes place, But I'm like reading too much into it, into the music. But I'm sorry. That's how I am. Sometimes I read a lot of things, and when I hear it, it just all these pictures come up in my head. So yeah, it's just a very interesting way how you got Maestrick able to add these stories into the music, and how what, it becomes real life too. So it was a good piece, and how very much they were able to really add it into a way of the music to let you guys know, hey, this is what we go through here. We go through struggles as well. So it's just really powerful just to hear that. And you know what? As I was listening to the music aspect itself, like, I just love how they were able to add that little bit of metal in between the mix, because the samba music was really, and I'm gonna tell you, I was a child of, being raised in the 70s, so that was like a big thing, especially being used in movies, and even performances, because even in Puerto Rico, like, I've seen acts on TV, using that feeling of samba in the artistry of the music. And just, Puerto Rico was always like in a mix of like mixing up the sound and adding a special touch to it. And just hearing it brought me back to that time as a child, just to listen and remembering some of the stuff that I grew up on and watched. And it's almost feels like home for me. And I really do love the sound of this. That's why I was like, so like, okay, this is really happening. So I really enjoyed this part, because it's just almost like reflective, but even though it's not like the music back in the day, this is a whole new era um the samba being played differently through metal, but it's still really good just to listen to this. This was good. This part, it was really, really good. I love how they added in the metal, the guitar, the drum, just adding a little heaviness into it. The guitar there, Guillaume, that was good. That was really good solo there. It was really, really good. I was listening during that whole time, listening to not just Fabio singing, but um I'm not sure if the guys in the band doing the backup vocals or hired like a small choir, but I just love how they were able to consistently add the really good timing on the background. It's almost like supporting Fabio in that piece, but I just love how they were able to add in that little chant in the background because it's just like added a little something to it. And just hearing the slight metal and then like music like that influence Brazilian music, it's just like adds a lot of different flavors to into the song. And that's why I would just say it's really good. It's really different and it does work, because you be surprised how creative you could get when it comes to the sound of the music. Bravo, bravo. Ustedes hicieron un buen trabajo, meaning that you guys did an amazing job on this song. I really did enjoy it. Going on my playlist. Yes. You have no idea. I've been dying to update more and more music in my Spotify, and I really enjoy what I've been hearing so far. It's just been such a pleasure just to hear different artists, different musical flavors from different parts of the world, and just immersing myself in pretty much the creativity of the artist because I know I'm giving my perspective of the music, and I know the guys on Maestrick, they have a different perspective of what the song is about. But just to say that it's so important to check out different artists from different parts of the world because you'll never know. You'll find a hidden gem that you're going to love. And me personally, I have been enjoying this ride. So, yeah, this has been a really fun journey for me. So, that is the song Agbara from Maestrick, and that's why I was looking down to see the name of the album. So, their album Espresso della Vita Lunare is out. So if you guys happen to, check it out, purchase your music through Maestrick's website, and yeah, and just have fun. I think it's really cool experience for me, and I will can't wait to do more reactions. So that is pretty much it. And I want to thank everybody that are tuning into my content. And look at that, my hair is all messy. I don't care. I don't care. So, thank you again for viewing my content. And if you are new to the channel, you're very much welcome to subscribe. And if you want me to do any Maestrick reactions, drop a comment. I want to hear some of you Brazilians out there to see what music you love me to check out because I haven't checked every single music catalog from their history, but it will be interesting just to hear what is your favorite song through Maestrick. Okay, so thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, and I'll catch you guys soon on the next music reaction. Bye.